bringing him to the beach? Why isn't he just chilling in the house watching, I don't know, 90 Day Fiance, whatever? I don't know. That's a good show, right? But in all seriousness, I'll give you a quick little story.
Delta, where you from?
I was once a young man from this state that you probably heard of that sucks. It's called New Jersey. So, you know, you don't have to really wonder why I'm here right now. And one thing that I saw there that I didn't see here is that people always want to help others. People are always concerned about others, not in the way they're like, well, I want my neighborhood to be this way or my town is that way. Here it's, we have an obligation to each other. We're Oregonians. That's what I see out here. Even during these difficult times, I see Oregonians not saying, oh my God, I'm in despair. They're looking forward. They're looking forward to forging forward to rebuilding their lives. They're not really out there like other parts of the country that are saying, hey, we messed up, we need a bailout. Oregonians every day are standing up and saying, I got this, my community has this, and we're gonna do it together. They're not begging for other people to do for them. They're seeing what they can do for themselves and other people. And that's why this state, this experiment is superior to anything else that's ever been undertaken on this planet. And that is all. Thank you.
I love this man. He's so great. Honestly, he shows me nothing but love and support, and I couldn't be so. I am so blessed to have you in my life, Kareem. Thank you. Thank you for coming out here. You know, you didn't have to. You could have been playing video games at home. So there's a man that came out here from Tacoma, Washington. He's a big freedom fighter. He's a little bit older, he's a little bit shorter, but guess what? That man's got more backbone than any other man I've ever met in my life. Come here, Carrie Hudson, take the stage.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out here.
We love you.
This is my brother right here. We love you too, all three of me. First of all, I want everybody to take a look behind me. I've been sitting out here filming everybody, but I keep getting distracted by what's out there. And I'm not talking about the empty beach, although that's pretty important. Look how beautiful that is. It's been a long time since I've been down at an Oregon beach, and I forgot how lovely they are. And, you know, we got seagulls flying overhead, we got people gathered around, and we should be out there enjoying that beach, not standing up here afraid.
That's right.
And somebody earlier said that it's important, David said that it was important that we be educated. So I want to give you a little education. Let's start with how we've responded to this virus, this pandemic, as opposed to others. In 1968, I was 6 years old. We had the Hong Kong flu pandemic. That lasted for probably 2 years overall. We lost 1 million people. And you know what they said? They said that the reason that we only lost 1 million people is because we had already been exposed to a variation of the same virus, the Asian flu, 11 years earlier. So we had developed an immunity, but we didn't mask up. We didn't run and hide in our houses. We didn't shut down the country because people were getting sick. It was tragic, but we went on with our lives. Now fast forward to 11 years ago. 2009. We had another pandemic. Anybody remember that? Swine flu, H1N1. Anybody here old enough to remember us masking up back then? Did we shut down the country? No. In fact, back to the Hong Kong flu, they did shut down the schools. But you know why? It wasn't because they were afraid of people getting sick. It was because they couldn't find enough teachers to staff the school. Teachers were getting sick. Once the teachers got over it, what they did is they opened the schools right back up. And any of this information you can look up on the internet. A good resource I recommend is Google Archives, News Archives. That's where I found this stuff. You read the old newspapers and how they report it, you get a good idea of what actually happened.
So if you were to travel through time,
But
your thoughts would be parallel dimensions.
that's COPD, not the road.
Which sort of weaves in like the time graph.
And, you know, Dion was talking about the different numbers that they've come
And
out
then
with
everything
for
else is
estimated deaths.
manifested by our.
And they based all of those numbers on models. Models that didn't have anything to back them up except guesses. They really didn't have any hard information originally.
Been wondering why you attempted later.
Guesses
And then
do
you
have hard information to back them up if they were used.
And so we had all these problems.
Anybody who works in a Safeway, in a 7-Eleven, in a Walmart, or a Target can tell you what it's like to be out there exposed to hundreds of people a day. You don't hear any news about how retail workers, people who are exposed to every kind of person, from the filthiest to the most protected, you don't hear numbers about how those people are dropping like flies. If this thing were that bad, and I'm not saying it's not real, I'm just saying if it were that bad, and we've shut everybody else down, the first people you would start hearing about are retail workers, healthcare workers, people like bus drivers. But you're not hearing about them. In fact, there was an article came out, a number of articles, big story about New York. The most recent cases that are coming out, 2/3 of the people, 66% of the people getting this virus were people who were staying at home. How does that work if everybody getting out there is what's going to spread this virus, and the people out there aren't getting it, but the people staying at home are? I think we've got something backwards. In fact, a really interesting number that came out of that, of the people getting it, only 2% of the people were homeless. I don't know how many of you have had real close exposure to the homeless, but they live in an extremely filthy environment. Not only that, their habits, they eat out of trash cans, a lot of them. They will pick up cigarette butts off the ground to smoke. Not to mention the drug use and all the other things that go along with homelessness that lower your resistance. They should be eliminated, our whole homeless issue. Not that that's the way it should go, but you know. But anyway, what we've been told, a lot of what we've been told is nothing but fear-mongering. They want us to be afraid. And like I said last week, we need to stop asking the tough questions. We need to start asking the simple ones. Who's going to benefit from this? And more importantly, who's in their back pocket? Because let's face it, it's not the people, it's not the doctors, it's not the first responders, it's not even retail. It's our politicians. Our politicians, some of the politicians in Washington are receiving donations from some of these guys that are working on cures for this virus. And by the way, that was another piece of information that's important. Corona, has been around since the 60s. It's no different than the flu in that it mutates, it changes. COVID-19 is nothing more than another mutation of the coronavirus. MERS was corona. SARS was corona. You would think we would have some information on how to prevent this, just like we do with the flu. That's why. Yeah, that's why the flu, that's why we're so able to respond to the flu, is because we dealt with it for so long. So why can't we respond quickly to this? And back to that fear thing, that was probably the most important thing I wanted to talk about. I'm walking around my city, I'm walking around here, I'm walking around Olympia, Seattle, haven't been to Portland, and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, man, people are afraid to touch each other. They're afraid to touch anything else. They're even afraid to breathe in the air, so they put on masks. That's not how America is. There's a reason that we are called the home of the brave. Thank you. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is B, Brandon, whatever, call me what you like. But I just gotta say, these lefties are so low energy, even their air horns are weak. Like, come on guys, step up your